Welcome back to Athletic Everyday Day number 343. Fun garage session here today. Start out the session with some short approach vertical jumps. Wasn't really max attempt vertical jumps. I kind of was just using these to potentiate my legs for the weightlifting I was doing later. I don't know why, for some reason I seem to feel like I don't jump as high in the garage. Maybe it's the flooring, maybe it's, concrete, not as much grip, maybe not allowing me to get into the joint angles I want to get into for a jump. Or maybe I'm just not jumping my highest at the moment, but I always feel like I jump a lot higher when I'm on the athletics track, onto boxes, as well as on a basketball court on a wooden floor. Three completely different surfaces, admittedly, but I feel like I definitely jump lowest on concrete for whatever reason. So for those of you that watch regularly, you'll know that the bottom of this metal girder here, this support for the building, is basically 10 feet tall from where I'm jumping from. So the fact that I'm like just barely struggling to touch it with two hands off of a decent approach means that maybe I'm not jumping my highest on concrete, because I can pretty comfortably grab a 10-foot rim with two hands now. Make of it what you will. The main benefit of that for this session, doing the jumping before the weightlifting, is that I'm using fast twitch muscle fibers, potentiating my legs, getting all of those muscles activated, and also landing in a deep squat from those jumps on a few of those attempts really is going to help me later on with what I'm doing with the cleans, because essentially the clean is just a jump with the barbell and then landing in a deep squat. Doing that unloaded beforehand, higher speeds, and landing from a higher height is going to potentiate the legs quite nicely. I'm a big proponent of doing jumps before you do any kind of explosive weightlifting, explosive weighted movements like squats, or even heavy, slow squats like a maximal attempt for squat. I think it still makes sense before the session to do like some box jumps, or to do some kind of very low volume but nice high intensity maximal intent jumps, because that's going to really, as I said, potentiate. By potentiate, I mean activate all of the muscle groups that you're going to be utilizing in that strength exercise, and working them beforehand to help them to fire explosively and activate as many of those motor units as possible in a short frame of time, so that when you get round to doing the strength exercise, be that a clean, be that a squat, snatch, doesn't really matter what it is, the muscles will, the high threshold motor units will have been potentiated to produce high amounts of force. So today's session, after the jumps, it was hang power snatch for, I believe it was triples, if I'm not mistaken. Triples, top set was 72.5 kilos. I felt like I was starfishing a little bit when I was jumping my feet out in the catch, but felt nice and explosive, and I caught it decently high. Then I moved into some, what are these? High hang cleans. Hang cleans from, I guess you could call them dip cleans, because I'm not really lowering the bar to like knee level. It's kind of like the highest position, or the power position hang clean, I guess you could call this. Super low volume, just singles, going as heavy as I can. Top set was 115. The heaviest I've ever done in one of these was 125. The thing I struggle with in cleans is getting pinned in the bottom. I need to work on actually learning how to bounce in the bottom when I don't get the momentum to come up, which is more than likely going to be a lot of the time when I do cleans, due to the length of my femurs. So working on that bounce and that technique will be very beneficial for my clean technique. Then the last part of the session was some carries, overhead, and farmer carries or suitcase carries, uneven, just for core training, core stability, shoulder stability, all of those wonderful benefits you get from doing uneven carries. That is pretty much it for today's session, guys. I'll catch you in the next video. As always, stay athletic.